Not just some speech, not just some football player up here. This is someone who had to make the impossible happen, like many of you here in this room.
Huge event. David Holloway on stage crushed it.
That's what separates champions. Ones who can be in a moment where it looks dark and still have the championship mindset to push through. That's the difference. We're going to be talking about getting you to the highest levels of performance and achievement, not by accident, but by clear and proper design.
I truly didn't think a football player would have something to say that would be so meaningful to me and my business, and it was incredible.
Today's event was amazing.
It was better than I ever could have imagined.
First time seeing him, rock star.
People have said that his messages have truly provided them hope.
Help me welcome.
Let me introduce you to
the champion, the playmaker.
We would love to welcome you, Mr. David Holloway.
David Holloway. David Holloway.
I'm going to share with you some of the most powerful lessons inside the world of world-class competitors that's going to give you a competitive, sustainable advantage.
I've been to the Super Bowl, I've had this great legacy, I've went on this amazing run, inspired tons of people, I'm at the top of the top. Where do I go from here to get even better? That's part of the wiring that makes up a world-class competitor and champion.
I've known the Holloway family for over 30 years to be leaders among their peers and contributors to their community.
First met Holloway when his great-grandfather, Bill Trent, his grandmother, Vi Trent, brought him to the White House.
Make sure you get an opportunity to listen to him, tune in, and then to allow him to challenge you to become more than you are today, because I think that should be the goal of all of us in life, and it's exactly what David is trying to share.
When you move from the transactional business over to the transformational business, when you're in the transformational business, you're operating on the peak, and I'm telling you, there is no competition when you're playing that high.
Everybody always asks, where does the team building start? The first question always is, what can I do to improve? Always number one.
Being a woman, you think, oh, it's going to be this NFL guy. How is this going to affect me? Is it really going to be specific to me? And it is. You will literally come away feeling like you are a champion.
But this is a way on one simple sheet that you can solve a lot of the problems very, very quickly.
Mark Eichhorn, CEO of Hollander, the execution, the commitment. The overlap was sensational. His understanding of our business, of business in general, was a perfect mix. Couldn't be more pleased and fortunate.
I'm going to share some tips with you that's going to help you personally also, because how many know when home life is going well, things are going great at home, when you come to work, you're able then to bring your best and flourish. How many know that's true? Self-care and doing this is going to help refill a lot of these buckets so you don't end up down here, because little by little, can become a lot in the opposite direction. Did you catch? No. No? Make sure you did this one. I knew you were going to say something. Steelers fans can't help themselves.
I think it was really cool that you guys brought in such a powerful superstar athlete.
I am no instant superstar. I come from many giants that I stand on the shoulders of, and I believe the same to be true for everybody sitting here. When you walk with that foundation in place, knowing the giants that came before you and that you're part of their story and that you're much bigger than just you alone, that you come from a long line of champions, it gives you an extra little bit of power. And when you walk with that in your daily lives, people can feel that.
I was a little bit worried if I would be able to get from the speaker what I knew I needed to get, because I'm not a football fan. And I was worried that it would not resonate with me, and I was so absolutely wrong. I was blown away.
We had the pleasure of hearing Mr. Holloway. It was an amazing experience.
It's
inspiring, absolutely brilliant, intelligent.
Today was a pretty special day.
He was awesome, and it started everything on a great note.
What's something you could give me pragmatically that I could input that's going to take me to the next level? He said, David, if you want to go to the next level in your life, personally, professionally, you've got to do one thing. You've got to take care of that little voice that lives inside your head. inside. I was like, well, what do you mean? And before I even finished the thought, he said, you know that little voice inside your head that just said, what little voice is this guy talking about? He said, that's the voice I'm talking about. It lives in everybody. Call it the internal world, your internal dialogue. He said, if you want to go to the next level, you've got to take control of your internal dialogue. You've got to start treating yourself more like a best friend than you ever have before. And it was a breakthrough for me. I never thought about it before. I said, man, being a world-class competitor, you're so hard on yourself. And I know parents, everybody out here inside this huddle, there's moments where we're so hard on ourselves and we beat ourselves up. Is that not true? And he said, in order to live a more enriched life, you have to give yourself a more enriched vocabulary. So your energy and commitment during the day is affected by your internal dialogue. So when I heard that, I said, okay, got to have more enriched vocabulary internally. Got to make sure I'm treating myself like a best friend. That's the voice that I invite you to take control of, to switch out some of the disempowering words and to add in more of an enriched vocabulary. Taught to me by the late, great Sean Stevenson. In that choice, he lived his whole life. He said that the only disability in life is having a bad mindset.
I just really wanted to come up to you and say thank you so much for sharing. It was so emotional for me.
It almost brought a tear to my eye.
It touched me. He spoke to me.
And listening to him really struck a chord with my heart.
Kevin Coyle, I'm the CFO. The event was incredible today. The company is jazzed and the culture is even better now than it was when the day started.
But a small shift today, a week from now, a year from now, you're at a whole new destiny.
Part of what champions do when you're experiencing unprecedented growth, when you want to reach the next level, is to now build a yet even bigger future.
My name is David Holloway, third generation pro athlete, world-class competitor and world champion, and I'm here to help you win. This has been David Holloway, one of the 336s, captain of the 16, and it's been a pleasure. Have a great conference, everybody.
Amazing, motivating, and inspiring.
Today, again, it was amazing.
Awesome.
I had a chance to see a bunch of different events and stuff like this, and that was just amazing.
But when you can reconnect with that, I promise you, you'll be performing at your highest level, and you'll feel parts of yourself come alive that may be a little dormant.